In 2017, I was invited by the Israeli leading climber OFER BLUTRICH to come and see climbing in Israel.
Here we are at the Nether Cave. It's the home of the hardest climb in Israel.
Secretly, I was hoping to make a first ascent of the first Israeli 9A. So let's check it out. I decided to call OFER and ask him what the situation is like right now in Israel. So, how is the life in Israel? Can you climb in the gym already?
We just reopened maybe 10 days ago, but it's still strange, huh? People are afraid a little bit. Maybe it will take some time, but we feel safe.
Apart from coronavirus, how is the situation of climbing in Israel right now? Did my visit have any influence at all in kind of like improvement in terms of like how the protection of the nature and how the government sees climbing as a sport?
So I think it was a really important stepping stone that you came because it raised the awareness for climbing. During your visit, there was a lot of media coverage and it went to the news, and together with climbing get into the Olympic, it made an impact in Israel also. And people on the streets knows what climbing is. You know, before I would say I'm a rock climber, and people would say, you go abseiling, you do canyoning. Now everybody knows about rock climbing, and it's something that, you know, people do. But there's no new crag, really. But there's a lot of discussion. And once the climbing went into the Olympics, there is a stronger Israeli Climbing Association that can negotiate with the authorities. And they use the things that we did, your visit and the development that had happened before, as a leverage to the discussions that there is high quality rock climbing in Israel. It can be a climbing destination. I think it's a piece of the puzzle. We started outdoor education and we already go through this program, maybe around 200 new climbers.
Wow. How is the Nether Cave at the moment itself? Like it's opened only during the summertime, right?
I wrote a letter to the nature authorities. Instead of opening it during the summer, just close it during the summer and open it late in the summer till January. I think they're discussing it. I think it will be better for the climber and for the nature.
So can you tell us the story about the route called the Yala Factor?
I had this project. I built it probably 2 seasons before you came. And I didn't know if it's possible or not. And I was trying it a lot. It's a very compact route with a lot of power endurance. You need to climb at your max for maybe 17 to 19 moves, and there's no rest. And it's really my anti-style, and I was struggling to do it. Getting to it's a cave, and you're pretty exhausted, and then you have a crux move, another crux move. I wanted to confirm the grade and see if the routes goes. In the last day of our trip to Nether Cave, I wanted to give you to try to flash it and to do the first ascent to see how you manage with this route and to get inspired. There's a really strange beta around the crux, and you need to turn around. And I remember that we went through the moves, and at some point you said, maybe I will do something different. And then you thought for a second and said, no, I will go exactly as your beta. You're smaller than me, I will do the same. But I don't know, maybe you thought it's complex beta and you don't want to take a rest. So you did. And you did the first ascent on Flash. And you did exactly the beta. Maybe one move you did differently, that you skipped one hole, maybe because of your size, but you execute perfectly, and it was really nice to see. And
I just wanted to say again that it was so nice from you that you let me try this project and that I was able to make the Flash first ascent. I think it's one of the best routes in the cave for sure. Really nice stroke, so intense.
The moves, no rest, no stopping, huh?
And really nice ones. I mean, for me, it was a huge privilege first to get to see Israel, Israeli crags, get to know you, get to know Israeli climbers. And well, making first ascent of the first 9A in Israel, it's just the icing on the cake. So this one climbs through a steep roof, climbing most of this route called Neo, which is 8C, and then going straight up in the end through this steep bulge, creating a hard crux at the very end of the route. Climbing this hard crux after having climbed about 15 meters in a very steep overhang is what really makes this climb that difficult. The crux itself was actually very difficult to find the perfect beta. First, it's quite fingery and it involves then climbing into this inverted roof, climbing feet first, and then some big lock off reaching the first good holds right above the lip of the roof. You really have to climb really efficient through the lower part in order to save the energy to do the hard moves in the crux. The climbing is really hard on the whole body. It includes some knee bars, but the longer you are hanging in the knee bars, the more tired you get in your body. Even though, yes, it does relax your forearms. I was really happy to make first ascent of this project because it's one of the most logical lines in the cave. It's right in the middle and it's more or less completely straight from the bottom to the top. I think it's a really cool looking line and it actually got repeated last year by local climber Alex Kazanov.
So we have the first ascent from Adam in Israel here, and it's a route I bolted this summer, and now it's been done, and it's pretty amazing to have Adam addition to the route, and now we need to figure out the name of this historical ascent.
How did you like the name, actually?
It's a good name, Climb Free. I think it's a good name. I think it symbolizes a lot of the things like to make climbing free in Israel, to make free ascents of a new grade, to raise the awareness and to give us the free permission to climb in our crags. So I think it's tucked inside this name a lot of things, and I think it's a good name to choose.
Awesome. Thanks.